Hello geometry class. Today we are going to learn about trigonometric ratio. These ratio, there are three kind of ratio, and before we start section 9.4 we need to know that those things. So this is from section 9.4 and page number 259. Alright, so before learning all the different trigonometric ratio, we need to learn about basic composition, like how to basic vocabulary, how to use that in order to write the ratio. So let's say I have a right triangle here. This is my right triangle because this is 90-degree angle, and I'm going to name it ABC. So I start from here, A, B and C. So whenever we find trigonometric ratio, we're supposed to find the ratios for acute angles. So either it could be this one, angle A, or it could be this one. So for that, suppose if I need to find the trigonometric ratio for angle A. So I need to find ratio for this angle A. So I need to understand some basic vocabulary, like I already know this is hypotenuse. This is your hypotenuse. And the remaining two are legs. But here we need to know a specific vocabulary, the leg which is adjacent to this angle A, this one, we call it leg adjacent to angle A. And the leg which is not adjacent means the other one. So one is going to be adjacent, but this is the other one which is opposite. That's going to be called leg opposite A. This is leg opposite angle A. So if I know that I have to find the trigonometric ratio for angle A here, and for this angle I need to know which leg is going to be adjacent and which leg is going to be opposite. If I understand that, then finding the trigonometric ratio is not hard. Only the thing you have to look at the location, which angle they're talking about. If they may talk about A, they may talk about this angle B. So you have to look for the location of angle, then accordingly adjacent and opposite leg will be defined. So if you understand this, then we are going to learn a basic rule for finding trigonometric ratio. That rule is so ka toa. So you have to remember this vocabulary. That's basically helps you to figure out the that helps you to learn the formula for the given right triangle. So if my right triangle is here, suppose if I draw my right triangle like this is my right triangle, and then I say this is going to be A, B, C. Then whenever I'm finding my trigonometric ratio for any of these given SOHCAHTOA, so sine is basically here, this is S stands for, this is sine ratio, this is your cosine ratio, and this is your tangent. Three ratios you're going to learn today. And O stands for opposite leg, and so this is also opposite leg. And now this H stands for hypotenuse, and this is hypotenuse, and this A is adjacent leg. This is your adjacent leg. Alright, now why we need to know this thing? So I'm just going to erase this triangle because you don't need it right now. Only you need to understand how the formula is written here. So if I'm trying to find my sine ratio, so sine is just simply, let's make it easier. Sine is what? O over H. So that's going to be O over hypotenuse, opposite leg over hypotenuse. And sine of any angle, so I haven't written any angle name here, it's just basically to remember. So that's going to be cosine, that's going to be adjacent leg over hypotenuse. So hypotenuse is this. Then tangent is, if I have to use tangent, so tan, that's going to be opposite over adjacent. So let me make it yellow because I'm using a specific color coding. Yes, that's A over H. So you have to just look at the position of angle, and then based on that, opposite leg over hypotenuse here for sine. Cosine, it's adjacent leg over hypotenuse, and tangent, opposite leg over adjacent leg. So these things we're going to learn in detail. Only the thing you have to learn about, just keep in mind, you're supposed to learn this phrase. That is what it is: so ka toa. If you remember this, your life is going to be very easy when you find the trigonometric ratio. I would explain how to find these ratios separately in different lesson. Till then, take care and bye. Stay safe.